Mayra Patricia Romero, English teacher from Capitanía. Good afternoon, teacher.
Good afternoon.
Teacher interview. Teacher portfolio. What are some of the features of a teacher portfolio that appeal to you?
Well, I should start the interview saying that really I don't have a teaching portfolio. Really, it's not something that is part of my job, and it's really new for me. But as I understand, it's important in terms of my professionality, and I think that when you have this kind of information organized and you can look at all the time this information, you can be prepared all the time. And it's very motivating, really it's very motivating, because you can try to improve every day and you can the support of your experience all the time. And I think that could be a good experience to recollect this kind of information in a portfolio. Really I have my curriculum vitae, but I don't have this information in this kind of organization.
It is important the teaching portfolio for your professional development. Why?
Well, could be important for my development, my professional development. As I said before, I think that this kind of tools help us as teachers, help us to be more organized. It helps to be more motivating, and it helps us to be motivated and to have recollected all the experience when it's necessary to have a lecture, or it's necessary to have a written text or an article and this kind of things. And it's important for this because you can recollect your experience and you can be prepared for challenges, for different academic challenges.
Okay. Do you have some teacher portfolio? Why?
No, I don't have this kind of tool. No as a teacher portfolio, but I think that all the professionals we have, I think that as professional I have my curriculum vitae and I have all my resources in another kind of organization. It's not a portfolio, but I have my curriculum vitae, I have my folders, I have other kind of tools for organizing my work and my experience. Because I don't have this tool, but it's a very good recommendation.
Peer observation. Do you know what peer observation is?
Yes, I know it. It's when another teacher is doing something like a feedback because they are looking our classes. These teachers are saying suggestions and comments about our pedagogical processes. I think it's this.
How do you think peer observer can be helpful to beginning teachers?
For beginner teachers, it's very useful. When I was in my practical, it was very helpful for me because teachers who has the experience really make a very good feedback about our processes. When you are a beginner teacher, you are very motivating, you are very enthusiastic, but you don't have a methodology. And it's hard when you don't have this kind of tools, and you don't have a methodology. You have to be prepared for a lot of things that may be so hard for you. And when teachers who has more experience can the opportunity to give a feedback, they talk about how to organize the classes, how to challenge different conflicts into the classroom, and it's necessary. Really, I think it's necessary when you are a beginner teacher not only in the practical, also when you are starting your practical, uh, your job, you are starting your, your job. I don't remember the word.
How you use strategy?
Um, we don't use this kind of strategy in the school, but we try to share information all the time with my partners my partners in my area. We are speaking all the time about our lessons, and we are talking all the time about our resources, our materials, and we don't have a directly observation, but in our meetings we are trying to communicate to other teachers what we are doing in class and how we can get and improve in our students. It's not something like an observation directly, but we are sharing the information about the lesson all the time with my partners in the area.
Teacher Jana, what benefits can you see in keeping a teacher journal?
A teacher journal is a very interesting tool. This is a really, I like it too much. I usually write about my experience as a teacher. It's something like that I do for myself. But I think it's a very good experience because it's the opportunity to observe, to check, to evaluate. It's a very good opportunity to see how the pedagogical practical is works. I like because in this kind of journals you have the control of every class and the things that are happening in every class. And every day in the school is so different, and every class is so different. So when you can reflect about this, you can have a lot of opportunities to improve, and it's nice. It's a nice activity.
Would you involve other people in the implementation of the strategy itself, who and why?
Well, involve other people in this kind of strategy could be interesting in terms of the area. I think that teachers in my area, we can have this kind of, no, I think that we have this journal because it's necessary for our practices. And I think that the way for involve teachers into this kind of practicums is when we can share the information that we collect with the journals, and when we can talk about which are our results, which are our reflections, and what it's happening in our rooms, in our classrooms. It's easy to give some more opportunities to students, and it's easy for us giving new methodologies and new tools for our students.
Do you write your experience in your teaching and learning process?
Yes, I do it because how I explained before, for me it's important to reflect about my work in the school, and it's so important to write what is happening with my students. It's a very good way to analyze in a deeper way how is the process is going. I do it. I recommended this kind of practicum overall if you are starting teaching, because when you are starting you need all the time to be assessed. You all the time when you are starting need to have feedback, and to have a journal is very important because you are analyzing your processes, and it's good for improve your practicals. Practical.
Thank you, teacher.
You're welcome.